I'm reluctant to call this game a grand final rematch because at the grand final we were at the peak of our powers and we are anything but at the moment. But it is a grand final rematch, I guess, and it's Collingwood and Brisbane on Saturday Arvo. Let's have a chat about it. This season has just been up and down. Up and down, a roller coaster for both of these teams, for Collingwood and for Brisbane. Brisbane had a shit start, and then they've started to bounce back, and then they get done by the Giants last week. Collingwood shit start, we bounce back, then we start losing a lot of games, then we kind of bounce back, and then we're down. It's just a little bit of a roller coaster, and the weird thing is, like, Brisbane are guaranteed finals, and with some of the results going our way this week, or sorry, last round, the Pies can still kind of 1%, 2% make finals. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of, it's hope, it's the hope, right? It's the hope that kills you. We know this. We've been here quite a few times. And it's the hope that bloody kills you. But looking at this game, I really don't know what to think about it because I think we only have 2 rounds left in our season. Um, I think we don't make finals. I can't see everything. Everything has to align perfectly for us to make finals, right? But that's not to say I don't want to go out there for these next 2 games and just put a shit team out and lose. That's not what I'm saying at all. I still want to win both of these games. You always want to win. Always, always. And you always want to see your team play the best. But what I'm umming and ahhing about is, do we want to queue in the rack, give some of these young kids who might get traded at the end of the year, might get delisted at the end of the year, do we want to see them shine a little bit and see what they can do? Do we want to give Finn McRae a go at the MCG on a Saturday afternoon? Do we want to see what Reece McGuinness can do? And rest some of these players going into the back end of the season and give them a long rest and get them ready for 2025? Or do we want to keep putting the best 23 players that we can out and keep competing and keep trying? So I'm really in 2 minds because I want both of those things. I want us to put our best 23 out, but I also want to see. I want to see what Reef can do for 2 games straight. I want to see what Finn McRae can do for 2 games straight. But when there's a little bit of percentage that we can make the finals still, I also just want to put our best team out there and try to win and try to get there. But then you ask yourself the other question, is it worth it? Is it worth scraping into finals and then getting smashed in the first week by Hawthorn or something like that? So that's what my mind is sort of battling against itself with. Because Brisbane are in the finals, right? And no one thought they would be, but they're in the finals. They started 0-4, they're in the finals. And now we're on the precipice of it. It's just a really weird one. Tell me, do you think that we should be playing Reef or Finn or these other younger players and giving them the go and seeing what they can do for 2 games? Or do we just go best 23 and just hit these Lions and who do we verse in the last round? Melbourne. Just hit them straight up, straight where it hurts. With this game, though, there's a couple of things that I want to see. I think the biggest thing that I want to see and that every Collingwood supporter wants to see is that 4-quarter effort. Now, we haven't had a 4-quarter effort for pretty much all the year. That Melbourne game was 4 quarters. There might have been a couple others that I'm not struggling to remember at the moment. But I want to see, like, even if we're sort of losing this game, I don't want to see a 4th-quarter fade out. We're good enough for 3 quarters where we are on top of teams. We're on top of Sydney by 27. Fremantle. I think Geelong were on top for a little bit. The Doggies. We were sitting nice and sitting on top. And then, even Carlton. And then we drop out in that 4th quarter. I want to see a bit more tactic changes. I want to see a bit more coaching changes. Does Craig McRae still have to coach from the boundary? Can he just stay up in the coach's box and sort of sort it out there because everyone else is in different sort of positions? I just want to see something different. Something, again, goes back to hope. Something that gives us something to look forward to in 2025 if we don't make finals this year, which is not looking very likely anyway. So I want to see a little bit of tactical changes, a little bit of positional changes in these next two games, but mainly in this Brisbane game, and see what we can do and see if this is going to help us and see if we can win this way. And I'm not expecting, you know, to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? I'm not expecting this massive turnaround and all of these players switching and blah 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 because there's no point. I want to see IQ up forward a little bit. I want to see maybe Lockie Sullivan back in the guts. I want to see Ned Long as a tagger on Lockie Neal. I want to see Bo McCreary in the middle without Jordan De Goey and see how that sort of goes. There's just these little things that we can do that we kind of do in game, but we just have to be consistent with it. Just to give us that little bit to look forward to in 2025. Brisbane, on the other hand, they're a bit of a weird one as well. They had what we did in their game against the Giants. They do what we did in the last couple of weeks. They were leading for pretty much the whole game. Three-quarter time, they kick another goal at the start of the fourth quarter, and then I think the Giants kicked 6 straight or something like that to win the game by 3 goals. I personally think we can knock Brisbane off. They don't play the MCG well. If you watch my previous video about the what did I call it? Vol Swoopo. Brisbane are one of those teams where we get a genuine home ground advantage to. There's probably going to be about 72,000 people at the game. So it will be a genuine home crowd advantage. The 19th man will come and turn up and play a big part. And I honestly think, and this might just be, what did Robbie, if you're watching, I know you're always watching, and I appreciate you, bud. You called me a. Did you call me a severe optimist or something like that? And yeah, maybe I am too optimistic for my own good, but I think somehow we roll them. I I know the Fly was absolutely pissed off in that presser. And we're not going to rock up next week this week against the Lions like we did against Sydney in that fourth quarter. That's not going to happen again. And if it does, I'm not going. I was going to say I'd eat my own hat, but I'm not going to do that. Look, if it does, if we're leading at three-quarter time by 20 something points or whatever it may be, if we're a few goals up, let's just say if we're four or more goals up and we capitulate and lose, I'll print out our position on the ladder and I'll eat it on camera or something. Let's just say that I'm going to do that. All right, because I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't think Craig McRae is going to let them happen again. And Craig always says, "Oh, on Monday when you come into the club, you're not going to know if you won or if you lost." I fucking hope they know that we lost because of that pathetic fourth quarter fade out. I hope they know. Because it's going to get reviewed. There's these things that we could have done, not running defensive side. Go watch Brody Holland's video on Instagram. He says everything perfectly, better than I ever could. So go watch that. That was a fantastic insight. We're going to have this reviewed to the nth degree, and I don't think it happens again. It can't happen again. Just for my own sanity, it can't happen again. I think Collingwood are going to win by 15 points. And I think Jamie Elliott's going to kick 3 goals. That's my big call and my prediction. I still don't think we make finals, but I think we see a bit more of an exciting Collingwood in the fourth quarter. I think we're going to conserve our energy for the first couple of quarters. We might come out and have a big first quarter and just conserving the second and third. And then we go again in the fourth. We get that second win because when we're down by 30 points, that's fine. It's probably better when we're down by 30 points because backs to the wall, we do what Sydney did, we do what Carlton did, we just throw caution to the wind, go, 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 go. But when we're in front by 30 points, we go, queue in the rack with 25 minutes to go, queue in the rack, and we'll just wait for the other teams to come. We can't do that anymore, right? I want to be 25 points up, and I go, you know what? Let's go for the fucking kill. It's about time Collingwood went for the fucking kill, because we just don't see it anymore, and I want to see a killer instinct of Collingwood in these last 2 games, and it starts against the Lions. Anyway, guys, quick preview, my thoughts on the game coming up. Let me know your thoughts down below, but until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and also next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.